Hello friends, good morning. It's Shay here. So today is the 4th of July, which in the US is a holiday for my non-US viewers. So I'm off of work and I'm off work until the 9th. So I've decided I'm going to do a reading vlog for you. So this is just going to be lots of reading, lots of life, lots of fun. I've got some errands I want to go run this morning. One of them is a trip to the bookstore, so we're going to go on that little adventure together. I've showered. I haven't done makeup. I will later for a video I need to film later. And yes, so we're going to go to the bookstore. We're going to have a good time. It's going to be great. I forgot to mention I am listening to an audiobook right now. I forget the title. But it's the first book in the Soulwood novels by Faith Hunter. It's a paranormal style romance. I'm really liking it so far. We haven't even really gotten to the romancy bits, but I like the groundwork that they're laying for the story, and I think it's going to be really interesting. So I will be giving my thoughts throughout this vlog on that as well, because anytime I'm doing housework and stuff, I'll be listening to that, or driving, all that kind of stuff. So let's get after it. Alright guys, so we had success at the Barnes & Noble. Let's talk about it. So, two things. I am a member, so I always get 10% off. Secondly, they had a code today where you got an additional 10% off. So I got 20% off everything on my order. And thirdly, it's the Viz buy two get the third free at Barnes & Noble right now. So, let's dig into what I got for less than $60. So first up, we have the whole reason why I came, which was to pick up Teen Titans Raven. This is the graphic novel / comic pick for the Panels Book Club this month. I do want to read both titles every month, so I went and picked this up. I've dabbled in Teen Titans. I was a bit older when those came out, so I kind of missed the initial wave. But I've seen some Teen Titans go, and I think the characters are really fun. So I ended up picking this one up. Full retail, this one is $17. Next up, they had an early release of Skeleton Knight in Another World. This is one that's on my radar. This is a brand new isekai story. I'm just going to read you the back. It says, one day Ark wakes up in a world of his favorite MMORPG and discovers that he's become exactly like his game character, a heroic knight who just so happens to be a skeleton. The whole skull for a head thing is maybe going to be a problem. Ark resolves to keep a low profile, lest anyone mistake him for a monster, but he can't quite manage to turn a blind eye to the troubles of his new world. Adventure awaits, and the Skeleton Knight will be there to meet it. This just seems like a lot of fun. It seems to be playing with the skullhead trope. That seems to be a thing in manga lately. So I think this is going to be a wild ride, and this one, full retail, is $13. So right there, we're up to $70. Not 70, 30. Count, Shayla, count. Next, I finally picked up the Vizbigs of Inuyasha. They had number 1 and number 2, which I've just been waiting for a sale on these because they are 20 bucks a pop. So right there, that's another 40. So we are up to $70 on this tab already. And then last but not least, I picked up volume 13 of Assassination Classroom, which is the next one that I had to pick up in the series. And this one full retail is $10. So right there, full retail, all of this would have been $80, and I paid $59.07. So I saved almost $31. So basically, I got these 2 volumes absolutely for free today. So if you work these sales right, you can get amazing deals. Alrighty, so I am now home. I've had some grub to kind of tide me over for a while. I'm not sure when we're doing our summer BBQ for the 4th. We're going to grill some burgers and stuff here. But I decided I'm going to go ahead and dig into Teen Titans Raven so that I make sure I have my thoughts all ready to go for the live show. There's a good chance I'll reread it like the day of the live show too. But I really want to get this in sooner rather than later. I should go film. I'll do that later this afternoon, but right now I just want to sit and read something, and I think this is going to be a really good fit so that you guys can kind of get my live organic thoughts, and then I'll have time to kind of sit on things, mull things over before the live show, so I am stoked. Okay, so I just finished Raven by Cami Garcia, art by Gabriel Piccolo, and this was actually a really fun read. Now, like I said, my knowledge of the Teen Titans is pretty basic, but I ended up really enjoying this particular origin story. And I'm kind of glad this one was chosen because Raven was always one of my favorite characters when I've watched the little bit of Teen Titans and Teen Titans Go that I have. So getting kind of an origin story on her and her powers and stuff was really interesting and really fun. There were some choices made in the art where we don't get much color in it outside of Raven. And that didn't necessarily bother me, but that may bother some people. But, you know, I read enough manga that's in black and white that didn't even really faze me until, like, I would hit certain spreads that were more full color, like trying to find a not spoilery one here. Hold on. But like even in this one, like there's more color than other panels, but it's still pretty light on the color factor. But so I think that's a artistic choice that not everyone's going to agree with, but I ended up really enjoying this. I ended up giving it 4 stars on a first read. Like I say, I will be reading this right before the live show again, just to make sure everything's fresh in my mind and that my thoughts are cohesive. So that's kind of where I'm at so far today. I've got a couple other things I want to get to reading. I do want to read some more in my current epic fantasy read, which is book 7 in the Wheel of Time series, A Crown of Swords, because book 6 was amazing. So I'm glad to be digging back into book 7. And I'm really enjoying it so far. And I also did start earlier this morning Our Precious Conversations Volume 3 because that came out this week, as well as Perfect World Volume 9, which is the end of the canon story. It looks like there will be an additional volume with some side stories or continuations, but the canon story is finished at the end of Volume 9. So I'm really looking forward to this. And it's going to be a good time. I'm just really happy. So I want to finish Our Precious Conversations, and then I want to do some book reading today. If I get sick of that, I do have plenty of volumes of manga that I can use as palette cleansers in between my reads. So, I do want to do some filming. That's part of why I'm in my loft area, because I think I'm going to focus on that for a minute. And yeah, that's kind of where everything's at. Pardon my messy background. I'm glad you guys don't normally see that. And yes, we'll chat more later. I don't know. Do as much as you want, and whatever we don't eat, we can just warm up another day. Hi, friends. So it's been hours since we've chatted, and I've not read anything since then, but I did film, edit, and upload a video in that amount of time. And so now I'm going to help Hubs prepare our holiday food, and then after that, I'm either going to play Persona 5 or I'm going to get back to reading. We'll see what ends up happening. Hey friends, so I finished Our Precious Conversations and had some food. We grilled out burgers because it's the 4th of July and in America we eat burgers. So it just felt like the right thing. So I did finish Our Precious Conversations. If you loved My Little Monster, you're going to love Our Precious Conversations. I feel like it's that next step, that slightly more modern idea of telling the same kind of story, and it was really fun. I'm really looking forward to continuing on with the series, but in the meantime, I have not finished a single prose this month because I've been working on some other projects and stuff. I did, for those of you who are curious, I did find somebody who has the latter half of Sailor Moon, so I will be tracking those down and getting that done and read. The person's out of town till Sunday, So I won't be able to pick them up till Monday or Tuesday, and then from there we'll have a Sailor Moon party. But, so what I want to do is I want to focus on a quick contemporary read. So I've got Barefoot Beach by Debbie Mason, which is a quick fade to black smutty style romance. And then I've got There's Something About Sweetie by Sandhya Menon, which is a YA contemporary with some fat rep in it. So I'm going to try a chapter of each and report back on which one I decide to read. I have a problem, friends. I feel the exact same about both of them. I like them both. I want to continue in both. But I can't choose one over the other right now. Why? No flipping coins. That won't lead to a happy decision this time. So I think what I'm going to do instead is read the epic high fantasy I was working on, even though I won't finish it. I'm just going to go back to that because I feel the exact same about these two. So I think I want to sit and marinate on them a little bit. See how I feel about them after I read a chapter or two of the epic fantasy. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay, friends. So it is much later. I have read a little bit in Crown of Swords, but outside of that, I've read like nothing. I've just been kind of a potato doing a whole lot of nothing. Mostly just watching Anime Expo news because Anime Expo. But yeah, that's what's going on. I don't have anything other than this will be my last update tonight because I'm ready to just have the rest of my night. And yes, I will be more focused on the reading and stuff tomorrow. So we'll chat more tomorrow. Good night. Hey friends, a little dark here. Hold on. There we go. I'm really loving my audiobook right now. It's called Blood of the Earth by Faith Hunter. It's really good. I'm really thoroughly enjoying it. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on some stuff around the house. I've got some cleaning I need to do in my library area. And then I also have my bathroom, my master bathroom and shower especially that I want to deep clean today since I've got the time. So I think that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to listen to my audiobook while I do that. Because one, I'm super digging the audiobook right now. And two, I still can't decide which of those other two I want to read right now. So I'm hoping that by then I'll have an answer and I won't be so pink-faced the next time you see me. Hello, it's been some time since we chatted last. I've gotten another hour done in my audiobook and my bathrooms are nice and sparkly clean now. And I did some other straightening up and such. So I still need to do some work in the loft, so I think I'll go out to the loft and listen to my audiobook, do some cleaning and straightening there. I have recently reorganized my manga shelves a little bit, so I might do a pan of that. Just trying to get stuff to fit a little better till I get the money saved up for new shelves, which is going to be a while. In the meantime, I am trying to cut back on how much I'm purchasing and some things like that so I don't run out of room too quickly. But yes, so I think that's going to be my plan for the next little bit. Yes, I will read sometime today, eventually, other than my audiobook. But the audiobook is fantastic. This is a paranormal romance series that I got sent in my Bubbles and Books box. They sent me book 4, so I have book 1 on audio to make sure I like the story before I dig into book 4. I like to kind of get a grasp of the world I'm going to be in, so I usually grab the first book. And it seems like this one is like a spin-off series of another one because I'm still trying to play catch-up a bit with it. So I'm really interested to see how this last third of the book goes because it's like a 15-and-a-half-hour audiobook and I'm at 10-and-a-half hours right now. So I've got 5 hours left. my setup here. I'm just getting ready to film. And I've also got my freshly cleaned loft and my shelves and my clean floor. So yes, I'm going to be filming my Reading Rush TBR. And then, I don't know if you saw in that quick spin around, but I decided what I'm finally going to read. And it's neither of the two books that I thought I was going to read. So I'm actually going to dig into The Last True Cowboy, which is a Chestnut Creek novel. I got sent the most recent one in this series, as well as this one for review. So I'm going to go ahead and dig into this one because I'm feeling me some cowboy romance. Don't judge me. I want an abtastic read. All right, filming for the Reading Rush TBR is done. And now it's time to dig into The Last True Cowboy by Laura Drake. Alrighty, so I am now 44 pages into The Last True Cowboy, and we're dealing with a long-established couple. The guy's on the rodeo circuit, and she's been kind of waiting at home for him. He won't propose, he won't commit to her. He kind of has a laser focus on one thing at a time. And he keeps saying, oh, next year we'll get married and start our lives. And she's putting her life on hold, so she breaks up with him, and he's not doing well with that information, so... that's kind of be the source of this is him trying to win her back. And I think it's going to be interesting for sure. And I think it's going to be a good time. But I'm kind of not in the mood to read at the moment. I think I've just been so productive all day. I feel like a bum just sitting here reading. So I think I'm going to work on some other things, get some stuff done. I did film that video, so I might go get to editing that one. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Okay, guys, seriously. So I haven't really been talking about it much on my channel for a while. But the Fruits Basket anime, this reboot, is so stinking good. You guys have no idea. If you've read the entire manga, I'm sure you do. I've read the entire manga twice, and I've watched the old series like 3 or 4 times. But this new series, hello, it's been a bit since we've chatted, so I'm here to update you on what's been going on. So, we ate pizza, we watched the first episode of Stranger Things. We're not gonna totally, binge that one hardcore like a lot of people have been, but we're still gonna watch it leisurely this weekend. And then I sat there and refreshed my phone and my computer far too much until the 7 Seas licenses dropped. I do have the whole thread linked on my Twitter, so you can go ahead and check that out. I will be doing a video separately of all the licenses from Anime Expo that I'm excited for. I've got a Word doc going for all of it. Kodansha's is tomorrow. I'm super hopeful that we're going to be hearing about physical publishes of digital titles. Fingers crossed, friends. Send all the good vibes to the manga gods. And I know this is going to be in the past for you, but I really hope it goes well tomorrow. But yes, we would also love to see some new shoujo and josei hitting their license list. They have quite a few licenses, they're just not physically published. But more licenses are always great as well, so... Viz did us good. 7 Seas did us good. I'm actually really excited about half of the 10 licenses that they announced. And curious about some others. I might wait for a few other people to talk about them first. But I think they were pretty good license drops. I'm pretty happy. So hopefully Kodansha comes through. Kodansha and Vertical will be doing their panel together because they're kind of under the same umbrella as I hit myself in the nose. But yes, so that is that, and yeah. It's after 9 o'clock. I'm tired. I might just crawl in my bed. I don't know yet. If I don't crawl in my bed, I will do some reading, but I'm just gonna mellow out for the night and not vlog anymore, so I'll check in with you tomorrow. Today was mostly an audiobook day. I did start a book. Haven't read any manga. Maybe I'll read a volume of manga before bed. We'll talk tomorrow. Bye-bye. Hello, good morning. So, it is now officially Saturday, the 6th, and last night before bed I did read LDK Volume 5. It'd been a minute since I'd been in this series, but I forgot how mean the guy is to her sometimes, and how back and forth he is because he's trying to figure out his own feelings. Like, to me, she has the patience of, like, Job from the Bible, because I never would have put up with this guy's crap for as long as he's dishing it out. Another thing I've realized in reading this series is that I feel like the panels are overly big very often. So I think this series could be shorter volumes if they shrunk down the panels. So I know it's up to like volume 13 or something right now, and this is volume 5. And I feel like we could cover a lot more ground per volume if there weren't so many oversized panels. I mean, just on this page alone, there's really only like 6 panels over a 2-page spread, 7 maybe. But there's not many at all. So it's one of those things where if they shrunk down the panels and still told the story, you'd still see all the beautiful art and everything, but it's just, yeah, it's just overly large panels. And so it stretches out your story longer. And these ones aren't even like as long as a shoujo beat. Like these, I think it had like 170-ish pages in it rather than 190 to 200. So these volumes could easily be a little bit longer and a little bit denser. And I think I would enjoy it even that much more just because I'd be getting more out of each volume. But again, this is a already existing series, so I think a lot of mangaka and manga publishers have gotten smarter about that. They wait till they're more established and then go from there, like that they've been out a while. But anyways, the goal today is to finish this and maybe read another volume of manga, because I insist on finishing a prose in this vlog, because this is not just a manga reading vlog. This is a reading weekend vlog. I don't know what my deal has been. But yes, so the goal is to finish this. There's a lot more Anime Expo announcements today. We've got a Shonen Jump panel. We've got the Kodansha Vertical panel. We've got a lot going on today. So I will be keeping up with that as well as reading. I should mow the lawn. I think I'm going to wait till Monday. But yeah, anyways, yes. So this is my reading focus today, is to finish this, which is less than 300 pages. If I focus, it's totally doable. I've just had squirrel brain, as I call it, where I see something shiny and focus on that instead, aka Anime Expo, or aka catching up on YouTube videos, all that kind of stuff. So, yes. I watch all the videos that you guys put out, but I don't always, like, comment. I'm bad at that, because there's so many. Sometimes I just have them on in the background, so I hear everything you're saying, and I give you guys the watch time, but it's one of those things where it's like, Meh. The other thing is, if I don't feel like physically reading, I will most likely be listening to the audiobook, because I'm still really loving my audiobook of Blood of the Earth, I believe it's called. But it's such a good audiobook. Like, the narrator's great. I'm going to see if she's the one who narrates other books in the series, and I might just kind of collect them on audio up to book 4. Because, as you guys know, I'm running out of space, man. Like, I'm legit running out of space for books and manga, and there's all these things I want to collect. I'm so crazy. I need to figure this out better. But anyway, that's what's going on. This is an awfully long intro for morning, so I'm going to get me some food and get me settled and go from there. Good morning. So it's been a little bit since we chatted, and I did get some reading done this morning. I got another 60 pages done in The Last True Cowboy. This one plays with a drunken pregnancy trope, which is definitely not my favorite. And I'm just one of those people that when people get so easily pregnant in romance novels, it just sits wrong with me, but that's for personal reasons. And I do know that this trope is very popular, but I know that I'm also not alone in not liking it. So this one I got sent for context for the next book in the series because I requested the next book in the series. But I'm going to give it a couple more chapters, and if I don't like it, I'm just going to skip to the end, see how things end up, read the last couple chapters, and then jump into the second novel in this series, which follows two characters that we meet in this novel. And I really love them, and I'm really excited for their story. I think it's going to be much more interesting to me than this particular one. So, yes, know that if you don't like pregnancy tropes, give this one a hard pass because it's very prominent right from the beginning of the book. It's one of those drunken one-night stand kind of things, and they're just not my favorite. So, anyways, that's what's going on there. I'm going to go run a couple of errands that I forgot to run yesterday, aka I need shampoo to wash my hair. And yes, that's what's going to be going on this morning. I may even run by the bookstore and see if some of the Viz titles that I'm collecting are on sale. Because Viz has their buy two, get the third free. They usually get their shipments in on Thursday or Friday. So I'm hoping maybe some titles I'm excited for next week will be up or things like that. So I'm going to go see what they've got and go from there. So I'm back from my outing. I just ended up picking up some food and running a couple other errands. No bookstore this time. But now that I'm home, I plan on digging into The Last True Cowboy, reading a couple more chapters to see how I feel, see if it gets any better, and go from there. Check in with you soon. Alright, so I'm about 170 pages into The Last True Cowboy now, and we've spent a lot of time with a side character that's going to be featured in the next novel and the main girl in this one. So that's been really nice, and I've been enjoying that line of plot. The line of plot with the lonely cowboy, because they're officially broken up. And no, he wasn't the one who got her pregnant, as far as I can tell. But you know, they might do paternity tests later and it could still be his. So I just have this gut feeling the baby really is his. But anyway, that's just kind of where I'm at. Again, this one's not my favorite, but it's not the worst thing in the world. So I do think I'll finish it. After that, I'm going to have to pick up something else. I think I need a fantasy or a sci-fi or something. Oh, maybe I'll pick up the book club pick, the Tell It Again pick, because that's Last of Her Name. That's a sci-fi retelling, the complete opposite of something like this. So maybe I'll pick that up. That would be a really good thing to do, actually. So, friends, finished this. 2 stars. I'm really interested in the next book in the series, so that's going to be my focus, is the next book. And yeah, that's kind of it for now. I'm tired. I've been yawning a little bit. But anyhow, so I'm either going to play Persona 5, because I've been talking about finishing it, like, this entire vlog. Because, like, I'm in the final palace. Like, I'm in the final stretch of the game. So there's a 95% chance I will finish that today, or a 95% chance that I will nap. I will do one of those two things over the next little while. It's like 1 o'clock in the afternoon here, so it's still early in the day. So I might nap and then play, or play and then go to bed early. I'm not 100% sure. But I've talked about it so much in this vlog that we're definitely going to do it. But yes, I'm really interested in the next book in the series because it follows 2 of my favorite characters from this. They're both cooks. I think it's going to be fantastically fun. And that's the plan. So I will check with you guys when I have more to talk about. Okay, friends. So again, I'm a total hermit. So it's like 5:15 on Saturday the 6th. And Anime Expo, Kodansha's panel is like done or close to done. And they seriously brought it with their announcements this go around. We got digital firsts coming in print. Two of my favorites being some of those. So we've got Living Room Matsunaga-san and Perfect World, which you guys have heard me rant and rave about, and I adore them. One's an age gap, and the other is so stinking important. You guys hear me talk about Perfect World all the time. It's so important. I'm so glad it's getting print. There's also Young Saint Men that's getting a print. There's several others as well. But anyways, Kodansha seriously brought it. They're bringing over 2 new josei titles that are not hitting the digital first platform. Like, your girl is gonna be so flat broke in 2020. Like, take my money now. Like, I am so hyped for so many of these titles. So I am doing a dedicated Anime Expo Excited Things video where they will be thoroughly researched. You will get their demographic, you will get their description. It's gonna be awesome. I am so excited for all of them. I hope you guys are really excited as well. I'm not gonna be sharing absolutely all of them because there are some that look like complete garbage to me and I have no interest in. So I will be sharing all the ones that I have interest in, and not all of those are just shoujo and josei, though they gave us a ton, and I'm super excited about it. So, anyways, I just wanted to let you all know that that's what I've been up to. I haven't read anything since I last talked to you guys, but it's a mood, it's a thing. So I think I did take a nap, and then I've just kind of been loafing and looking at announcements and things like that because Anime Expo. So I've not been reading nearly as much as I thought I would in this vlog, if I'm totally honest, but I hope you guys are still enjoying it, and seeing my live reactions gives you something because seriously, I'm gonna be so broke. So support the channel so that I can afford to buy manga. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just teasing, guys. I really am genuinely excited about the titles coming to the US next year. It's gonna be a good time. Hello! I've read something since we chatted, so I figured I should vlog a clip. And, you know, fresh from the bath, Hoboshe here. So, I read the first volume of Mugen Spiral. This is from the same mangaka that does Yona of the Dawn. And you guys know I'm obsessed with Yona. So this is about a girl who's what they call a mystic. And so she has 108 spirits on her side to keep the bad demons at bay. And what's happened is the guy here is the prince of the demon king, and he's come to steal her powers, but she overpowered him, put this curse and sealing rosary around him, and so now he goes back and forth between a humanized version of his demon form, and a cat. And it's really cute and really fun. It's only a 2-volume series. I really liked this first volume. So I am probably just going to read the second volume tonight and knock out the entire series. But this is fun. This is one I'll revisit for sure. This is, my friend Rin recommended this series to me because she knows how much I love Yona. And I'm really loving it. It's seriously so much fun. So I think I'm going to go ahead and pick up volume 2 tonight and go with that. It's like 8:30, somewhere in that range of time. So I've definitely got time to read another one before bed. So that's going to be my plan. So I'm back, and I just finished Mugen Spiral Volume 2, which is the final volume in the story. So this is just a really cute, really short series. I do wish it was longer. I really liked the characters, and I would have loved to spend a little more time with them. But the story was just clear and concise and short, and I was okay with that. They could have drug it out and done a bit more with it, obviously, and I would have been fine with that, but at the same time, I'm okay with it just being the 2 volumes. Like I said, I could have done with seeing these characters more, but I understand why she chose not to do that. So, anyways, Mugen Spiral's good. If you can track it down, I think I just found it on Right Stuff. Yes, I just found this one on Right Stuff, so I got it for a good price. And yeah, it was really fun. Thanks again to Rin for recommending it to me because it was just really sweet and really fun. Gave me the feels of Yona a little bit, kind of feels that Yona void till I have the next one in August. But yes, it was a great time. Highly recommend. Hello, it is Sunday. I am home from church. You saw me eat some food and watch some DuckTales, which I'm doing for a upcoming project. So, yes. And then I spent some time. I was talking to Lindsay this morning, and we both hadn't started the Tell It Again book club book, but we were both thinking of starting it today. So we decided to do a breakdown so that we could read it and buddy read it together. She's really busy during the week and has to go to bed super early, so we thought about 50 pages a day would work for us. So we'll finish next Sunday. We'll read the first bit today, and then we'll finish next Sunday. So I think it'll be great. And yeah, so I'm really excited to actually be buddy reading this with Lindsay. I've never done a buddy read with Lindsay, so this will be fun. We've talked about, we've hinted at it in the past, but we've not ever really done anything on it. So we're doing something about it this time. So yes, that is the plan. I'm probably going to take the next little bit and read today's portion, which will be the first 4 chapters. We stop at chapter 5, which is about 55 pages in. So that's going to be my plan for the next little bit. And then from there, I think I want to pick up something else. Maybe manga. Maybe one of the other contemporaries that I started in this readathon. I should probably continue with one of those. I think I want the Debbie Mason. Debbie Mason is compulsorily readable, so I think I'll do that. And then maybe if I need to take a break from that, I'll read some manga. That'll be the plan. You can see the reflection of my window in my glasses, and it's weirding me out a little bit, but my head hurts, so I'm going to wear my glasses. Anyways, so, yes, last of her name. Go. Go. Alrighty, so I have read the first 55 pages of Last of Her Name. I really like how they're setting up this Anastasia story a lot. Way better than Heart of Iron, in my opinion, already. I think I'm just prone to Corey's writing a little bit better, but I feel this feels like a more legitimate Anastasia retelling to me. The other one, Heart of Iron, felt a lot like a space opera with Anastasia elements, is the easiest way to describe that, where this genuinely feels like a space Anastasia so far. Like I say, we're only 55 pages in, so that is subject to change. But right now, I'm really liking it, and I'm a fan. And so I've read the portion that I need to read for my buddy read with Lindsay. So from here, I think I'm going to take some time and do some Persona. If I can convince my husband to let me have the TV for a while. I haven't touched it all weekend, and I'm just craving me a video game fix. But we watched some DuckTales earlier, and I did this, and I've got my Anime Expo list. Maybe I'll film that video first and then go play video games. Just maybe. But yeah, anyways, stuff's gonna happen, but not much reading. So I will get back to you after I have something to report back. Hello! It is much, much later than the last time I talked to you. You want to know why? I finished Persona 5. That's why. So, yes. I had a great time. I loved how it ended. I'm really proud of myself. This is the first, legit, real JRPG I've ever finished. So, for me, that's a big deal. I mean, I've finished Pokemon games and stuff, and technically those are JRPG, but they aren't nearly as difficult. So, I'm really proud of myself. I'm really happy. And yes, it's all good. I'm really happy about it. So I need to work on my Anime Expo video. I just finished filming it actually. Because I decided I would go down and finish Persona 5. I didn't realize it was gonna take me like 6 hours to finish. I thought I had 3 or 4 maybe. So anyways, it took longer than I planned. So like the whole day's gone, but I don't even care. It was a fantastic time. So anyways, I'm gonna get to editing and I'll check in with you guys tomorrow. Good morning. It's about 9:30 in the morning now on the final day of this vlog, Monday the 8th, because I'm back to work tomorrow and my vlogs won't be very interesting anymore. But yes, as I said last night, I finished Persona 5 and then I worked on the Anime Expo video. That took me hours because, you know, having to insert all the pictures and hunt them all down and anyways, it's a lot of work, but that video is officially up now. So, anyways, that's kind of what's going on there. I do plan on, I'm in my workout gear, obviously, so I'm going to go work out for a little bit. I haven't decided if I'm going to walk outside or just Beat Saber for a little bit. It's kind of overcast, so it probably won't be overly warm, so I might go walk outside. But Beat Saber's really fun. I don't know. I'll do one or the other. I need to get some cardio in. I have been such a potato this weekend. So anyways, I need to get moving. So I'm going to do that for a while. And then there's a new ramen shop that opened in my town. So I want to try it. And so I thought maybe I'll go for a trip to the bookstore, see if they've got anything that I need. Because I'm trying to cut back. And, you know, I didn't go the other day. So maybe I'll find some stuff that I'm needing for my collection. And, you know, it's the Viz buy two, get the third free sale. Still, I believe. I hope that's not already done. I'll be sad if it is, but go check out some stuff that way. Usually they run those like the whole month because it's summer sales time. But anyway. Yeah, so I want to make sure the last bit of this vlog is very interesting for you because yesterday was kind of a crapshoot. And I do need to read my portion of Last of Her Name for my buddy read with Lindsay today, and then I actually couldn't sleep, so I got further in Barefoot Beach, and it ended up being much more interesting than it initially came across as. So I'll talk to you guys more about that after I work out, and then I'm also hoping to finish my audiobook today, because that would make 3 pros finished for this vlog, and that would make me super happy. So that's going to be the secondary goal for today. So chat with you later. Hey friends, so an update for you. I did go book shopping. Again, I didn't vlog in the store out of courtesy for my bookstore, but I've inserted a little clip of the things that I picked up, and so I want to give you an update. So, Barefoot Beach by W. Mason. This was really sweet and really cute. As usual with W. Mason, everything's pretty fade to black, not overly graphic, but it's really fun, really cute. This is definitely a summertime beachy read. It's all based around a beach resort town on the East Coast in the summertime, and people who are natives there kind of getting match made into being together. It's cute. I really liked it. So definitely check this one out. Because, you know, we've got, yeah, it's definitely matchmakers putting 2 locals together, and one's a firefighter. Like, it's just cute. It's fun. Definitely check this one out. Pardon my super red face. I showered not too long ago, and my face hasn't calmed down yet, so pardon the over redness. The other thing that I've read today is volume 1 of Beastmaster. I went to that ramen shop. It was absolutely delicious, by the way, so Haku Ramen's a win. And while I was there, I read the first volume of Beastmaster. This is a 2-volume shoujo beat series, and it has some bonus stories included. I really liked this first volume. It's all about a girl, a lot like me, a girl who loves animals, but animals tend to run away from her because she loves them so much that she almost smothers them. And about a boy who kind of grew up in the wild and has this condition that when he sees blood or feels threatened, he becomes very beast-like, and she's the only one he can calm down around when he's in that state. without being like tranquilized. So it's really cute. I really like their chemistry together. He's really just a cinnamon bun who wants friends. But because he has the dark, like slanty predator style eyes, nobody really wants to come around him. So those are the two things that I finished. Actually, I finished a third thing. I did finish Blood of the Earth today while I was driving around running my errands. It was absolutely fantastic. I really liked it. And so the other thing I found out is all of the books are following the same coupling. So there wasn't really any romance in this particular one. This is definitely just more of a straight up urban fantasy series. And so I'm really looking forward to continuing. I've already got the second book downloaded and I'm almost an hour into that as well. Because, you know, between workout, driving, and mowing the lawn, which is another thing I did today, that just led to a lot of audiobook time. I didn't have too much left in Barefoot Beach, so that's why I was able to finish that one as well. And then I just did this while I was eating. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to read the next set of pages in my buddy read of Last of Her Name with Lindsay. And then I'm going to read volume 2 of Beastmaster and just finish off the short 2-volume series, because why not? And after I finish all of that, we will wrap up everything that I've read during this reading vlog so that you guys can get my full thoughts. So hey friends, so this is the end of this particular reading vlog. I decided I wanted to wrap up everything that I read in this vlog because I did end up reading quite a bit of manga and I did get some prose finished. So I definitely wanted to chat with you guys about that. So first off, we're going to start off with the things that I'm in the middle of at the end of this vlog so that you guys know where I'm at and what I'm feeling on things. So first up, I am 275 pages into Crown of Swords by Robert Jordan. This is book 7 in the Wheel of Time series. I am thoroughly enjoying this 7th book. Basically, book 6, everything kind of falls apart, and this book very much deals with the falling out after all of that. There's some drama in here that's a little unnecessary, and I know it carries on for a while, but I am genuinely enjoying what is going on and the setup for the second half of this series. And it's definitely going to continue to be very interesting. With this series, I feel like I have to have, like, online there are very detailed chapter summaries. I feel like I have to keep those nearby so that if I get to the end of the chapter and I'm just like, I need to make sure I computed all of that because there's so much information in each chapter. I'll usually go and refer to those and recap myself to make sure I didn't miss any of the major points of what I'd read and things like that. Because sometimes I'll read that summary. It's like, how did I miss that? And I'll end up rereading the chapter. So I do spend a little more time reading this kind of a book as opposed to some of my others. But I am really pleased with the progress I've made. I'm probably like a quarter of the way through, maybe a little more than that. Maybe closer to a third. It's just under 800 pages or 900 pages. So probably more like a third of the way through. So I'm very pleased with my progress in this. And I continue to read a couple of chapters a day on this one. I did read some of this today. I didn't really talk about it though, because so much has happened today that I usually will do this on my days off. Like today, I'll usually do it early in the morning and I just forgot to mention it. So anyhow, so that's Crown of Swords. And then I am now 99 pages into Last of Her Name by Jessica Corey. I am really enjoying it. That's the tab of where I'm at. I'm buddy reading this with Lindsay over at Lindsay Tut. By the way, she'll be linked down below. She's fantastic. Go check her out. And this has been a really enjoyable Anastasia retelling so far. We definitely, it's definitely more of an adventure style Anastasia story than like the now Disney slash Sony slash Fox version of Anastasia. That's a very mellow version of it, but for a sci-fi spin on it, this has been very interesting, though we haven't gotten a ton of information at this point on like the world and why things are the way they are. I think people assume when they write these that you know a lot of the Anastasia story, so they haven't been giving a lot of detail. But we're reaching a point in the story where an info dump is most likely, so I'm assuming that's what's going to happen for us, and that's why we haven't gotten the details yet. So that's the plan at this point on this one. I am enjoying it. This is headed towards at least a 4-star, depending on how the latter 3/4 of this book goes, will determine if it's more than a 4-star. But right now, I like the writing. I liked this much better than I liked Heart of Iron, and I gave that 4 stars. So it's one of those things where it will most likely get a higher rating than that, if not at least the same, depending on how the rest of the story goes. Then I did read the first chapter of There's Something About Sweetie by Sandhya Menon. I do plan on getting back to this probably after I get all of this vlog like edited together and wrapped up. I will be picking this up tonight because this is a sweet, summery, contemporary romance. I was deciding between this one and another book that I ended up finishing during this that I just ended up choosing that one on a whim. I liked them both the same to start out, but I do like the writing so far. This is my first Sandhya Menon, and it's going to be interesting to see how I feel as the story continues. I'm interested mostly in the plus size rep in that book, so that's the biggest reason why I picked that one up instead of Sandhya Menon's other books. So I'm going to insert the infographics from Bookly because you guys seem to be interested in the stats. So I'm going to insert those for the other things that I've read during this vlog. So, all right, we are going to start with Teen Titans Raven by Cami Garcia. This is a graphic novel for the Panels Book Club that I read on the 4th of July. I ended up really enjoying this. My husband, who's a bigger Teen Titans fan than I am, I had him read it as well, just for reference, and he didn't like it as well. He thought they did some things to her origin story that he just didn't personally agree with. I thought the art was great. He didn't really love the art. But again, I think that's a feminine masculine thing between he and I that we have. And he's very particular about a lot of things that I'm not necessarily. So I ended up really enjoying this. I ended up giving it 4 stars. And again, it's one that I really enjoyed. I'm now going to talk about the other 2 just novels that I got read during this reading vlog. The first one being Barefoot Beach by Debbie Mason. I just finished this one today. It's a solid 4 stars. A sweet, summery romance, and it's not overly smexy, so if you're not into that kind of a read, this is definitely not going to be for you, but it was enjoyable to me. I really liked it. I like Debbie Mason's writing. These are like Hallmark movie style books, so like physical book was The Last True Cowboy by Laura Drake. This one I did not enjoy so much as well, sadly. For me, this one, just the plot was a miss. It's one of those things where it dealt with one of those drunken one-night stand pregnancy things, and that's definitely not my jam. So this one got a 2-star because I did like Laura Drake's writing. It's just the plot was a fail for me. And then I'm going to quickly talk about the audiobook that I finished today, and that is Blood of the Earth by Faith Hunter. This is a Soulwood novel. This is a urban fantasy style book where we're dealing with a woman with the powers of the wood. I haven't really talked much about like the description of this. Anyways, this woman can basically commune with the wood. She's not necessarily a witch. She's closer to a fairy, if we're honest. And what's happened is she grew up in a polygamous colony. There's reference to Faith Hunter's other series, so I may go exploring that a little bit because I'm really intrigued on all of this because my religion, I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, also known to some people in the general public as the Mormon Church. And we, for a period of time in the early founding of the church, did practice polygamy for practical reasons. At that time, women couldn't own land, and so they had to be married
to own property. So some of the early men in the church took multiple wives to help with that, and just, for growing in new areas purposes. But after a certain period of time, that was disbanded in the church, and it has not been practiced within the church for over 150 years. So it's been a very long time. It was not practiced in the religion very long. There are other religions that were branches off because they liked that side of the religion. They decided to go and do their own thing over there in regards to that. So that is not a part of the church that I'm a part of. Just to make that very crystal clear, it's a very common misunderstanding. So this one deals with a polygamous group. So it deals with that kind of a thing in it as well. So if that bothers you, definitely steer clear. But this is about the women in the church becoming empowered. This is about getting the police on the guys who are doing the bad, horrible, awful things that you hear about in polygamous sex. Things like that. It addresses that part of it, and it also has a paranormal element to it. And we're dealing with werecats and this group called Siled, who are a branch of the government that deal with paranormal cases. So it's really fun. I really enjoyed it, and I've already actually started the second book as an audiobook as well because I just couldn't help myself. I'm really loving it, and these are not just following one coupling style, because this was sent to me in my paranormal romance box, but this one is a long slow burn. They sent me book 4, and so I got book 1 on audio. I've now got book 2 on audio, and I will be getting book 3 on audio because I really like the narrator, and then I'll read book 4, and so I'm really looking forward to all of that. Sorry, Blood of the Earth, really good, solid 4 stars, maybe more. I'm going to sit on it for a minute. But yes, I am really excited about Blood of the Earth. And then let's get into the volumes of manga that I got read during this period of time. So we've got LDK Volume 5. I really enjoyed continuing on in LDK. I'm just kind of slowly collecting that as I do a Right Stuff order. If I need to have a little bit more to make sure I get the free shipping or whatever, I throw a volume of LDK in. Or if I'm really just craving it, I throw it in. And then I read the complete series of Mugen Spiral. This is a series about a demon and a teenage girl. It's very much a trope in manga, but it was really cute and really sweet. Only 2 volumes long, and I really enjoyed it. This is by the same mangaka who does Yona of the Dawn, and it was fantastic. I really thoroughly enjoyed it. So definitely worth checking out. Solid 4-star series. And then I also read Beastmaster in its entirety, volumes 1 and 2. This is a story about a high school girl and a boy who's kind of raised in the wild, and he has this quick trigger on his beast side. He ends up, if he sees blood or needs to protect himself, this beast side of himself that's more wild and jungle-like where he grew up, ends up coming out of him, and there's only one girl that he calms down for because she actually cares about him and likes him as a person and wants to get to know him, isn't afraid of his beast side, all of these things. And it's just this really sweet, innocent romance. It's cute. I really liked it. Highly recommend. And right now the Viz buy 2 get the 3rd free sale is on at Barnes & Noble, so you can pick it up for a good price if you've got your normal discount, because you can get one of them as your free if you're picking up another Viz title. I could do a whole Viz recommendation video if you guys ever wanted it. But anyways, that is everything that I got read during this readathon. It was a lot of fun. I can probably total up the amount of time I spent reading over the last few days, but it's been not as much as I expected to, considering all the time that I had off. But I did also finish my Persona 5 playthrough, if you want a video with me talking about my experience with that, because it was my first official JRPG that I finished all the way through. I've played others, but I've not finished them. Well, I guess Ni no Kuni would be my first, because I did finish Ni no Kuni too. So that's probably my first. This would be my second. But anyways, it's one of the first ones that I've ever finished. It's great. I loved it. Spoiler. But anyways, if you want me to talk about my experience doing the playthrough, I would be happy to. And yes, thank you guys for checking out this vlog. Hopefully it's not too boring for you. See you guys in the next one.